The classroom was buzzing with excitement that morning, but under the surface of laughter and chatter, there was an air of tension no one could quite place. Rows of young children sat at their desks, their notebooks scattered with doodles and pencils rolling to the floor, while at the front of the room stood a tall police officer in crisp blue uniform. By his side was a German shepherd, its amber eyes sharp, alert, and scanning every corner of the room. The children were fascinated, whispering in hushed tones, when the dog suddenly froze, its nose pressing insistently against a bright red gift box that sat neatly on one of the desks. The box looked harmless, tied with silver ribbon and bow, but the way the dog's ears perked up and its breathing quickened silenced the room in an instant. What was inside the gift box would change everything. Before we go further into this incredible story, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and the loyalty of animals that often see more than we do, please take a moment to like this video, comment your thoughts, share it with someone who might need hope today, and subscribe to Pawsitive Tales. Your support helps us bring more true, inspiring stories to life. The officer, named Daniel, had been working with Coda, his trusted police dog, for nearly 4 years. Their bond was unshakable, born from countless long nights of patrolling streets, searching for missing people, and uncovering hidden dangers where no one else thought to look. To the children sitting in that classroom, it might have looked like a simple demonstration, just another school safety event. But for Daniel, this was serious. He knew Coda's instincts were rarely wrong. The dog was trained to detect things no human eye could see, and when Coda stopped dead in his tracks, nose hovering over the mysterious box, Daniel's heart skipped a beat. The silence grew heavy as teachers, students, and even the other officers in the back of the room leaned forward, waiting. Daniel slowly reached out, resting a hand on Coda's back, feeling the dog's muscles trembling under his palm. Coda gave a low whine, then pawed at the edge of the desk, eyes locked on the box. The children watched with wide eyes, unsure whether they should be scared or curious. Then Daniel carefully untied the silver bow, his fingers steady but his heartbeat racing. With every second, the classroom felt like it was holding its breath. Inside the box wasn't what anyone expected. Instead of something dangerous, instead of something harmful or threatening, there was a folded letter sitting atop layers of tissue paper. Daniel hesitated, then lifted it out. His eyes scanned the handwriting, shaky and uneven, as though written in haste. It wasn't a bomb or a weapon. It was a cry for help. The letter had been written by a young boy named Lucas, a student in that very classroom, though at first no one realized it. The words revealed something heartbreaking. Lucas had been silently struggling at home, living in fear of a father who had grown harsh and violent after losing his job. He didn't know how else to tell someone, how else to let the world know he was scared and needed help. So he wrapped his secret like a gift, hoping someone would notice. Daniel read the words out loud only after carefully considering the weight of each sentence. As the truth spilled into the room, Lucas lowered his head, tears welling up in his eyes. The children glanced between each other, unsure of what to say, but Coda broke the tension first. The dog, as though he understood the boy's pain, padded softly across the classroom and rested his head gently on Lucas's lap. That small act of kindness, the warmth of a loyal dog choosing him, shattered the silence more powerfully than words ever could. Lucas broke down, sobbing into Coda's fur, while the classroom sat still, witnessing something deeper than a school demonstration. For Daniel, this moment cut deeper than any case he had worked before. He had seen crime, danger, and fear, but he had also seen the way animals carried a kind of truth humans often ignored. Coda hadn't sniffed out explosives or drugs this time, he had sniffed out a hidden cry, the faint scent of desperation tucked away in a gift box. And somehow, he knew exactly who needed him most. The days that followed weren't easy. Lucas's story came into the open, and with it, the painful reality of a home where safety had been stolen away. Social workers became involved, the school wrapped their arms around him with support, and Daniel visited often with Coda by his side. At first, Lucas was hesitant, afraid to believe that things could truly change. But each time Coda came bounding into the room, tail wagging, eyes shining with loyalty, the boy's walls crumbled a little more. For the first time, he began to smile again, not because his life was perfect, but because he knew he wasn't alone anymore. Daniel often wondered what might have happened if they hadn't opened that box, if Coda hadn't been there to draw attention to it. The thought haunted him. Too often, cries for help go unheard, hidden in plain sight. But here, in a small classroom filled with curious children and a single gift box, the world shifted for one boy who needed saving. And it wasn't just the officers or the school who saved him, it was a dog, loyal and fearless, who listened to what no one else could hear. Months later, Lucas's life looked very different. He was placed in a safer environment, surrounded by people who cared and worked tirelessly to protect him. Daniel and Coda continued to visit, sometimes for official reasons, other times simply because they wanted to. The bond between the boy and the dog grew stronger with every encounter. To Lucas, Coda wasn't just a police dog anymore, he was a friend, a protector, a reason to believe that kindness and loyalty still existed in a world that had once felt cruel. And for Daniel, it became clear that their work was never just about enforcing laws or following orders. It was about moments like these, moments where an animal's instinct could reach where human words fell short, where loyalty could bridge the gap between fear and hope. So when people ask what was in the box that day, the answer isn't simple. Yes, it was a letter. But more than that, it was a turning point. It was proof that even the smallest cry for help can be heard, and that sometimes, the most unexpected bonds, a boy and a dog, can change the course of a life forever. If this story touched your heart, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Pawsitive Tales. Every comment, every click, every share helps us spread stories that remind the world of the power of love, loyalty, and second chances. And before you go, I have one special request. Comment below with the word hope if you believe that no child, no person, should ever feel unseen in their struggles. Let's fill the comments with light for those who need it most.